The Fermi paradox, another expression of Elon Musk's restlessness.
Science Makes Me Smile, presented by young Dr. JGC, a creation of old Dr. JGC.
The silence between worlds may never carry any meaning. I am young Dr. JGC. Let's begin. The Fermi paradox has long been framed as a question directed outward: where is everybody? Yet perhaps the more revealing question is the one turned inward: why do we expect anybody to answer? We have built our expectations of the universe on a single example, ourselves. From that lone instance, we have inferred a pattern that life strives toward intelligence, that intelligence seeks expression, and that expression inevitably reaches outward. But this chain of assumptions may be less a law of nature than a reflection of human temperament. What if intelligence is not a destination, but a deviation? According to the book of Genesis, humanity's original function was neither conquest nor discovery, but stewardship, to manage the earth and to multiply. There is no mention of transcending the planet, no directive to decode the stars. In that light, our trajectory appears not as fulfillment, but as departure, a movement beyond the boundaries of our initial design. Our extraordinary cognitive power, so often celebrated as the defining triumph of our species, may also be understood as a rupture, a threshold crossed, a capacity that once acquired no longer remained contained within the quiet demands of survival. In this sense, our intelligence, our ability to model the universe, to reshape environments, to imagine what does not yet exist, can be viewed as a kind of original divergence, not a sin in the moral sense, but a destabilization in the ecological one. This possibility is echoed in The Runaway Brain, where Christopher Wills describes intelligence as the product of a self-reinforcing cycle, language, social interaction, and cognition accelerating one another. He suggests that the human mind did not merely evolve, it escalated. It became, in effect, a system no longer governed solely by necessity, but by its own expanding capacity. Runaway processes are not inevitable, they are contingent. On other worlds, evolution may never cross that threshold. Life may stabilize long before cognition becomes recursive, long before awareness turns inward and begins to question itself. There may be planets rich with living systems, complex, adaptive, even social, yet untouched by the destabilizing surge of higher intelligence. No industry, no abstraction, no need to reach beyond the immediate horizon. There may be people looking just like us in our galaxy and beyond with much lower IQ. Such worlds would not be primitive, they would be complete. Even where intelligence does arise, it may not carry with it the same trajectory. The impulse to explore, to transmit, to leave a mark beyond one's environment may not be universal. It may be a peculiarity, a byproduct of a specific evolutionary path rather than a shared destiny. Also, there is the added constraint of cosmic expansion. The universe itself is not static, it is stretching, carrying galaxies farther apart over time. On sufficiently large scales, galaxies are receding from one another at extraordinary velocities due to the expansion of the universe. This expansion creates a moving boundary of causal disconnection. Regions of space that, once separated beyond a certain threshold, can no longer exchange information, even at the speed of light. Civilizations could arise, evolve, and disappear in complete isolation, their signals forever confined to shrinking pockets of reachable space. The result is not just distance, but a deepening dynamic divide, one written into the fabric of the cosmos itself. So the silence remains, not as proof of absence, but as evidence of separation. Across space, across time, across forms of intelligence, and perhaps across entirely different conceptions of existence itself. In the end, the paradox dissolves when we relinquish the assumption that the universe must mirror our own inclinations, that it must share our urgency, our curiosity, our need to know, our need to be known, our Elon Musky restlessness? It may not. And if that is the case, then the greatest barrier between us and them is not distance or time or physics, but whether contact holds any meaning or even any interest at all.
Now you see why we may never know whether we are alone, impossibly far apart, or simply surrounded by neighbors who lack the will or the capacity to communicate with us. Fascinating, isn't it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching Science Makes Me Smile.